What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 93. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by Mr. Ash Destroyum himself.
Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Mr. Fanboy himself, Phaneckswhy.
What up, what up?
And we got the man, the myth, the legend, the Mega Man of all Mega Mans, Bryant.
I'm really liking these intros. Make me feel like a closer in a baseball game or something like that. Like just need my own theme song and I'm good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a wrestling announcer. You know?
Yeah.
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 Come in and hit somebody with a chair.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be a nice intro. Hey, that'd be a nice intro. Just walking in out there.
Do you guys remember that one tournament for Smash 4 specifically where, like, I forgot the name of this announcer, but he was like yelling on top of his lungs when Mega Man did his ultimate, and he was like, Mega Man, the super fighting robot.
I think I've seen that.
No, I've never seen that.
Oh, I gotta send you guys that. It is one of the best Smash clips I ever seen in my life. It was so great. It was so beautiful.
Dope.
Yeah.
And also to just a little what's the word? Not an icebreaker, but like a palate cleanser, I guess, before we dive into all the things gaming news. We do want to wish our colleague and friend James a happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
I just want to tell you that me and the guys pitched in, and we got you a code for a game that starts with the letter P, and we want to have you stream it. Now, before we continue with this podcast, I'm going to send you this code. I'm going to DM it to you because I want to make sure this works, because I'm a little distrustful of codes sometimes. Okay, so can you pull up Steam, and I'm going to DM you this code before we continue?
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
It starts with a P.
Yeah, it starts with a P.
Okay. You're going to hate it.
I'm sending to you now. What'd you say, Fan?
It's like he's going to hate it so much.
Yeah, I know. He's going to be bummed.
Yeah, I'm thinking of games that start with a P, and I can't think of many games that I would like that starts with a P.
All right. Load that into Steam, and let's see what you think.
Where did you post it at?
In DMs.
Okay, hold on. I got too many things open here. Let's see. Add game. Let's see what it is. Hey, Kingdom Hearts. Hey, I appreciate that.
Whoops.
Yeah, I was like, a P? What? Man, I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, this podcast is over. We'll continue next week. I'll see you guys.
Already over.
Well, we all knew how much you wanted that, so we pitched in. We all got that for you.
Nah, thank you. I really appreciate that. It means a lot, man.
Don't worry. It's not an Epic game, so don't worry about it.
I know,
it's not Epic Games. No,
trust me. If it was Epic Games, I would have been like, man, you guys hate me that much? Like, come on, man. Oh no, I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh man, I don't know how to start now. Man, my mojo's gone. All I'm thinking of is Kingdom Hearts. I'm thinking of like.
You just want to get off and play Kingdom Hearts on your Steam Deck.
Yeah, exactly. But no,
we got 1 through 3.
We got a lot of things to talk about this week. And I think actually we're going to start off with giving it back to Bryant, because I think you have an update and you have some thoughts on what happened here, this conspiracy that was going on with PlayStation. So why don't you come in and chime into your thoughts when it comes to that?
Are you talking about the PlayStation Stars thing?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's still down, which... Oh man, I'm so annoyed by this, because like I have 4 games in my shopping cart right now that I want to buy. It's like $100 worth of stuff, and I'm not buying it until I know I'm getting points for it. And it's been down now for probably 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more than that. And it just so happens that it went down like right in the heart of their days of play sale, like with all those like first party games and second party games being on sale, like Rise of Ronin and I'd probably Ghost of Tsushima, stuff like that. And it's just really conspicuous that like they decided that now, I mean, if it's down for real, like, wow, it's been down for 2 weeks. Like, I'd understand, like, let's be real. Like, sites go down all the time for like a day or a few hours. Like Twitter will be down for a few hours, like Gmail, like that happens every once in a great while. Yeah. But I mean, this is a rewards program on the most successful console out right now, with one of the most like the biggest game company right now besides like Nintendo or Microsoft. It's Sony, and they can't fix this in 2 weeks, and it's sitting there, and it's like my sale is going to go off on the 20th, So I'm gonna buy it by then, regardless if Stars is up or not. But it doesn't smell right that they haven't fixed this yet, or they haven't been more communicative, like what's going on with it or whatever. So
Do you
that's
think
where
it's
I'm at with it.
like they got hacked and they're being held ransom?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, this is like
Eh,
2011 all over again.
eh.
To me, like it just seems like a conspiracy, right? Like it just so happens when their biggest, you can argue outside of like Black Friday, it's one of Sony's like biggest sale time, and yeah, it's just not like this program is just not available because a lot of people will be buying stuff right now, whether it's the big game sales or renewing PlayStation Plus or stuff like that. Like my PlayStation Plus is up for renewal because last year they had a sale. This year there's no sale on it, so I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not renewing that. But like, I don't know. To me, it just sounds fishy, and I wouldn't put it bypass like Sony to do something like that to go ahead and be like, yeah, it's down, but and then after the sale's over, it's oh yeah, it magically reappears. Everything's okay. Um, that's my thoughts on it. I could be looking too much into it, but that it's just kind of weird that it happened to be like that. Unfortunately,
It doesn't sit well with me.
oh, I
Yeah.
agree. Like if I was
I
going to
could see
buy
that.
stuff,
Why? I could see why.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's not good. Like maybe now, if you bring it back up and say, hey, for everybody who missed out, we're giving everybody free. What is it for like
Points or
$5? Yeah, like free points for
yeah,
like a
sure.
$5 gift card or something like that. Then cool.
Oh,
I mean,
actually, that reminds me.
I could see them
I have
like.
another. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was saying like I could see them like for all the people who like missed that. Like if you bought stuff during the time it was down, I could see them like, we'll still give you the points
Yeah.
during that time that the system was down.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
to be that.
Yeah.
Well, you would hope so. Yeah, Sony make it right.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'll tell you one thing where Sony didn't make it right. For me, I'm gonna go a little tangent here. This
Mhm.
just happened to me a few days ago, and I'm still a little sour about it. So
Uh-oh.
the other day, I wiped my Vita, and I forget why I did it. No, you know what it was? I bought a new Vita because I wanted an American Vita, so I bought like a very, very gently used, almost perfect condition black American Vita because I
Yeah.
want like all of my stuff to fit that motif. So I get it, and I download all my new stuff the other day. Finally, like I go to my download list, and you know how much of a pain it is, fan, especially if you were just doing it like having to re-download your stuff from that download
Oh,
list.
yeah.
If you have a lot of purchases in PSN, it's the worst because you have to go through your list chronologically. And I've bought things from PSN for 16 years. So yeah, I go through 16 years of purchases, like scrolling down the list, download, scrolling down the list. It's a pain. So I downloaded everything successfully, and I get to 2 games, Rayman Origins and Luminous Electronic Symphony. Both of those games, when I download them successfully, and then when they go to install, it says there's an error, CB blah 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 blah. And I tried it multiple times, formatted my console, signed out of PSN, signed back in, did all the normal stuff you do. Called Sony, and they said they don't support the Vita anymore, and it's a problem with the download, and that's too bad. And they won't even give me any credit like to make up for it. Luminous isn't even available to buy digitally anymore, so like I couldn't even get it if I wanted to. Rayman is still available to download to buy digitally, and for some reason it doesn't say that I own it when I search it in the store page, yet it's in my download history and it's in my purchase history when I look up my invoices. So it's like they removed my version that I bought and like replaced it with something else that I'd have to rebuy. And so I'm just a little miffed that they didn't even like give me a goodwill gesture of like, I don't know, $15 or something like that, just to like pay for most of Rayman. So I'm pretty sour about that, and that they didn't even try to take care of me, because dude, I have so much purchased in PSN.
It wasn't there like not a remake, but wasn't there like a newer version of Rayman Origins that came out? Because like wasn't the music licensed and they removed it, but then they brought a different version? Maybe that's what it was. I could have sworn
I
it was
haven't heard
Rayman
that.
Origins. I thought it was. I could be wrong, because I know it uses licensed music in there. I think it's Origins, or it might be the other Rayman game that's a side scroller. Because I know there's 2 Rayman side scroller games that came out around the same time. There's Origins and there was something else. But yeah, I'm wondering if that's it. Like I said, I could be wrong. I could be mixing up things.
I don't see anything about that online. I'm looking
No?
at it. It's like by the one guy, it looks like just like normal. Did anyone else know some tracks from Rayman Origins and Legends in the first cutscene of the DLC? No, it's not talking
Or
about
maybe it's
like license or
Legends.
anything.
Because Legends was
Yeah,
what you
maybe
got?
it's Legends. No, Legends
Yeah.
I can have no problem. Every other
Okay.
game is fine except for Luminous and Rayman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with digital purchases. And that's one of the biggest things that like anytime we bring up emulation or anything like that, it's like the issue is stuff like this where you have a digital purchase and you try to get it back, but it's gone. A good example was like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on PS3. You know, it was available and then it disappeared because I think around that time is when Disney bought Marvel. So then the license just kind of like faded away. You know, and anybody who had
You
it
can still
downloaded,
re-download that at least.
yeah,
Though.
yeah, exactly. You still have it as of right now.
As of right now, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like stuff like that. It just disappear. They remove it. Like I wonder with Metal Gear Solid. Why do I assume so? Can you download the original version of Metal Gear Solid, the
On
HD
PS3?
collection? Yeah, on PS3 or even Vita. If you had the Vita version, do you know?
Are you talking about? Because Metal Gear Solid, the original, came out on Vita and PS3 as the PS1 like version, like the PS1 port or whatever. Like
no, there was an HD
you know what I mean?
collection
And
as well.
it didn't have 1 on it. It was only 2 and 3.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I meant. Like, the Vita had 2 and 3, and
Okay.
then the PS3 version had Peace Walker 2 and 3.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember.
Yeah,
I owned
you
the
can still
disc of
re-download that.
Okay, you could.
You can still re-download it. Yeah.
Okay, because I was wondering. I know when they pulled it off for sale, that was because of the same thing. The live footage license expired and stuff like that.
Right,
So-
historical footage or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, which is funny. We'll talk about this a little bit later, but there was an interview on that, and they said exactly why, because people were wondering exactly why, and I don't think they ever like confirmed it until now, where they said that the historical footage license expired, so they had to renew it. But then that's when they went ahead and did that new Metal Gear Solid collection, or I forget what they call it. There. But yeah, that's PlayStation Stars. I mean, hopefully that stuff gets fixed sooner rather than later. But as of right now, it's not looking too hot. And there's actually a lot of people complaining about it. Like, you're not the only one. A lot of people are complaining about PlayStation Stars being down for quite some time, which is weird.
Hey, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me all the times that the Xbox points have been down. Oh wait, that hasn't happened.
Yeah, never. It's up. You can still get those Microsoft points. Though they did change the way you earn the points. They made it a little bit harder.
That's true, but it's
Yeah.
never down.
Yeah,
Dang it.
that's true. That's true. Going into some small news here. Sparking Zero. So Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero got a new gameplay update. Ash, did you see that?
I have not.
You have not? Oh man, you gotta watch that. So pretty awesome. Like so when it comes to like menus and interface and stuff like that, I'm a sucker for those things. I
me
like
too.
if you have a good presentation and a good like transitions and stuff like that, I like it, right? Like Persona, I think got everybody to really look at the presentation of a menu because Persona 5's menu was just amazing.
Absolutely.
And since then, I think a lot more people have taken care to try to make a really good menu. Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero, man, it is nice. So in the character select, like you have your different characters, they come in and they'll either like jump in or they'll teleport in and stuff like that as you're going through the characters. But your background is actually the level that you're going to play at. So you choose your level. And then when you go to the character screen, the level's already loaded up. And then you're choosing your characters and they're just like popping in right on there.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then
okay, I gotta watch that.
once your characters are both set for both, first player and second player, then the second player, which uses the first player to choose, will go, or the second player is usually the second player to choose. Then it stays on them, and then there's a transition. The menu screen goes away, but the character's still being seen, and then the camera pans around, and then they do their pose. They do their pose, and then the camera pans to the opponent player, and they do their pose, and it starts. So there's no loading screen. It's just
I gotta watch
the menu
that.
there. You
I
gotta
gotta watch
watch it.
that. That's
When I
freaking
saw
awesome.
that,
Okay.
oh man, it was so sick. But they showed also more gameplay too, some more in-depth gameplay, and man, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like speechless. It's just great. Like the way they've done it, it is literally peak Dragon Ball. The only downside is a local multiplayer, which they did add, and it seemed like it was an afterthought. Like they added it at the last minute. It's you're stuck on the hyperbolic time chamber. Like that's the only level you can do. And the reason behind that is because they said it was just too demanding for the other levels because the rendering and everything of the other levels are just too high fidelity. With a hyperbolic time chamber, Brian, I know you don't know Dragon Ball. Hyperbolic time chamber is just a white.
Isn't that where Goku trains or something like that? Like like under like zero gravity or something.
It's literally
like
just white.
It's just void. Basically, it's white void. So like, and that's the level you gotta fight on, which is like okay, yeah, because you don't gotta render anything. It's just a white, empty like nothingness there. But yeah, I highly recommend looking at that. It looks amazing. Graphics wise, it's still like amazing. Like I'm very impressed with this. I was thinking it was the Kakarot engine, but it looks way better than Kakarot. So
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah,
Isn't it Unreal?
What's the feeling on Kakarot?
I think it
it's
is
Unreal
Unreal.
5. I think it's Unreal
It is
5
Unreal.
actually.
Say
Yeah.
it
I'm
again.
pretty sure it was Unreal.
I said, what's the feeling on Kakarot? Do people like that game?
Yeah, it's good. It's basically, how can I put it? It's the story mode of Dragon Ball Z, right? So you go from beginning to the end, but it's more RPG mechanics. So like I like to compare. I'm not sure if you ever played a Dragon Ball Z game, but like for GBA, there's a game called Legacy of Goku. I highly recommend trying that out.
I love.
Legacy of Goku, think of it, it's a Zelda like. So it's Zelda but with Dragon Ball Z characters. But you level up, you get like strength ups, you get stat boosts, you gotta put your stats there. Very awesome. It's in a more like over the top view, so Zelda type of view where you move around. It's like that, but just in 3D. So Kakarot's just fully 3D. It's pretty good. Like I liked it. I've got it on sale like years ago, and I enjoyed it. It's pretty good. The PS5 version though has better graphics than the PC version. So yeah, it has updated it has updated textures because they did an HD or a PS5 update on PS5 and of course Series X, but that update hasn't hit
PC.
what's it called?
Xbox yet?
PC.
Or PC.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah, it's weird,
honestly.
but they added they're using different textures and everything, and the PC version is just like you can play the game just at a higher resolution, but it's the PS4 version, which is stupid. Like I hate when they do stuff like that. It's like updated on PC too. Like when The Witcher 3 came out with the PS5 and Series X update, PC also got the same update. So
I mean, that's
But-
that developer though. So I mean,
yeah, that's true.
you can blame the developer.
Yeah, blame Bandai Namco. Like they don't have money because they seem to have infinite money because they get games that fail and
They
they
have
got games
infinite
that are
wealth.
bangers. Yeah, infinite
yeah.
wealth.
Pretty much.
But yeah, Sparking Zero, definitely check out the trailer. Amazing. And the last bit that I just want to brief over was Ubisoft had the Ubisoft Forward event, and I didn't care for it. Did anybody here watch it? Because I didn't. I was just like, I don't care. You did?
I didn't.
Fan? Okay. So just a couple of like highlights I do want to go over. They showed some more Star Wars Outlaws gameplay, which I mean, Star Wars Outlaw, like I'm sold on it. I'm not sure if it's a day one buy. Is anybody here buying Outlaws day one?
Not
the
day
reviews
one,
say.
not day one, but I'm thinking about it because the game does look cool, right? So I'm probably just gonna wait it out and see what my Star Wars friends say about it, and I'll go from
Yeah.
there, I guess. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Like
Yeah,
like
I mean,
said,
I'll eventually buy it.
yeah, same here. My thing is like Ubisoft launcher. I don't want to buy anything on the Ubisoft launcher. It's just like if I can get away from that, awesome. But it kind of sucks 'cause even if you buy it on Steam, you have to open up the Ubisoft launcher. Which I was happy that Assassin's Creed Mirage is on iPhone and iPad, so I've actually been playing it. Like, well, there's like a free version that you can play, which is the beginning part of the game. I've been playing it on there. I'm like, you know what? I might just play if these games come over to like Mac, iPhone, and iPad. And you don't have to use the Ubisoft launcher. I might as well just buy them on there, so I don't have to go through Ubisoft because I just don't want that launcher. But yeah, they showed that off. They showed Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, which if you remember, they showed it a while back. I want to say 4 years ago, if I'm correct. Let me see. No, it doesn't say on this article here, but they showed it quite some time ago, and now they're saying it's coming 2026, which is like, it would be 6 years between that. And yeah, we know like it's been having some weird issues through development. When they first showed it off, everybody was like, "Oh, this doesn't look that great," and then they showed an updated trailer, and then it looked a lot better. But then after that, it just like disappeared, and we've never heard of it again. It was shown before Assassin's Creed Mirage was even announced. So that's how far back it was shown, which
Yeah.
is crazy. I
Mhm.
want to say,
Okay.
Wasn't it just like the team that was doing it? Then something happened or whatever. They got cut, so now they got to like find a different developing team to make it.
it might be that. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But it seems to be a real thing, and it's coming 2026. So we'll see if that's a legit thing. Who knows? They show some more Assassin's Creed Shadow gameplay, which
Which is cool.
Yeah, it looks like Assassin's Creed.
You got to see the Yasuke like from his point of view, like what he
Yeah.
does. So
Yeah,
that was kinda
and
cool.
that was kind of cool. Like, they had two different play styles, right? Yasuke is more brute force, where what's her name? Naomi, I think is how you pronounce
yeah,
it.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, she's more. I mean, she's a ninja, so she's more like stealth. She's more quicker, but lightweight. So interesting there. What's another?
That's all about
highlight?
it. I mean, unless you play Anno,
Yeah.
and then there's a DLC for Prince of Persia: Lost Crown and DLC for the Avatar game.
And that
And
was
then
announced. Prince of Persia: Lost Crown announced coming to Steam, which was good.
And then X Defiance, Skull and Bones, and Crew. But all of those are kind of just like meh, right?
Yeah.
They're like really the only highlights was Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Shadow, like hands-on gameplay, and then them confirming when Sands of Time is coming out. That's really about it.
Yeah. And then yeah, I mean X Defiant I know some people like. I haven't played it yet, but some people say it does feel like old school Call of Duty, while others are saying no. So I'm not sure if anybody here is gonna test it out. It's free to play, so you can always try it out.
Free to play. I might try it. Then that depends. So
Yeah, but a lot of people say it feels like old school Call of Duty. It's more positive than I thought. I actually thought it wasn't gonna be that great because the betas, a lot of the feedback was like it was bad, but it seems to be having a following. A lot of people are enjoying it. But that's the Ubisoft Forward showcase. This week was I was actually hoping for the Nintendo Direct, and I hate it because the rumor for the Nintendo Direct is Tuesday, and usually I'm off on Tuesday, but it just so happens this week I have to work on Tuesday. I would be very upset if it's on Tuesday. Honestly, I was like,
oh man,
yeah.
We're gonna talk about the Xbox thing, right?
We will talk about the Xbox. Yep, that's next. Okay. But I was just saying, everything else was pretty lightweight here. Dragon Age was also shown, which we'll talk about a little bit later, because it was shown also in the Xbox showcase with a different name.
The Veilguard.
Veilguard. Yeah, I prefer the old name, Dreadwolf, but I don't know. But yeah, actually, let's just go ahead and talk about the Xbox showcase right here. Did everybody here watch the Xbox showcase?
Yeah, I watched some bits of it, and it's pretty good. Now, apparently, I missed the beginning of it because apparently there was a really cool turn-based Western RPG.
Oh, you haven't watched it yet? You haven't watched Expedition 33?
Yeah, Expedition 33. I saw screenshots. I haven't saw the trailer, but I saw screenshots.
Dude, I was like, that trailer.
I was like, damn. I was like, damn. From my perspective, man, that's a lot of inspiration, but it looks so good. I'm like, wow.
Go watch the trailer, dude.
I'm no, I wasn't impressed by the screenshots. I'm just like, okay, hopefully they actually follow through and be like, okay, we've been developing this for 6 more months and we finally got a release there or something like that. So I hope it's not one of those things where they give you all this promise but never deliver. Yeah. So I just want that game to be, coming out by at least next year, end of next year.
It's supposed to be next year.
Yeah, they said 2025.
They gave it a date.
Okay, I mean that's something. I just hope it doesn't, I hope it gets time to be baked and everything. Once you take it out, it's all fresh and stuff. When you cut into that shit, you and it's like one of the bestest cakes you ever had in your life. I just want that to happen. Okay,
it's not like
I just remember other stuff from the Ubisoft Forward, but you guys keep going.
Oh no, go ahead. What was it before we jump into the Xbox?
Oh, they had that. They were talking about Rocksmith.
Oh yeah.
Ubisoft, and then it was kind of like a racing game, but you're in a gerbil ball.
That sounds like that sounds like
Monkey Ball, Super Monkey Ball.
Monkey Ball.
Yeah, but there's no creature inside. You're just like a ball but it's racing, and it's almost like Mario Kart.
Sentient ball.
You're a ball. They call it Battle Core.
That's weird. There's a game on Apple Arcade I think it's called Marble Madness, that's exactly what it is. You're a ball and you just race.
Marble Blast Ultra, I think actually.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Oh.
Just think on Steam they have the marbles thing where you can name it and shoot marbles down a track, and then you can just have your chat whatever play in a marbles race, and you're just it's like that, but you're the marble.
Yeah. That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. There's a game already like that. I'm surprised.
Yeah, but they called it Battle Core, and it has again, it's that one actually kind of looked fun, and it's also free to play.
I give props when they do unique games like that, because sometimes they can be good, and sometimes they can just be one of those. Oh, it's fun. I played it for a day. I got the gist of it. I'm moving on now, which I feel like a lot of games are nowadays. At least for me, I'll try it out. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Next. It's very rare for something to hold my attention. Not like, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which is the full name of that game. But going back to the Xbox showcase, the game looks heavily inspired by Lost Odyssey because in the way that the battles play out and how cinematic it looks very Lost Odyssey. Has everybody here played Lost Odyssey, or am I the only one that's played it? You haven't played it?
I haven't played it.
I'm attempted to play it via emulation, so I'm trying.
Oh man, you gotta try it. It is so it's turn based, right? And think of it. They added basically the gunblade mechanic from Final Fantasy VIII, but it's a ring system. So when you go to attack, you press the trigger, and it does whatever ring you have equipped, it'll do that effect. So if you have HP absorb, you'll absorb HP. If you have double damage, you'll do more damage. If you have magic attack or something like that, it'll do whatever that effect of the ring is on there, which is pretty cool. And there's a little timing thing, but the way the cinematic looks as you attack, it looks very cinematic. So they're running up and you can see it has motion blur, the characters running to the enemy and slashing, and it sounds very nerdy in terms of the video aspect of it, but
we don't do that here, James.
It's very, very good. It's oh man, it looks like if you were playing a movie, I guess, kind of like what Final Fantasy 13 was trying to do, except that it's more cinematic. Part of it is probably because the frame rate does drop a little bit, and it has the perfect motion blur and stuff like that, so it looks very cinematic. Not only that, you have black bars on the top and the bottom of the game too, which also helps out with that cinematic feel. Very, very good. This is kind of reminding me of that because it's turn-based, but some of the elements are real time. So you can jump in real time, which will help you dodge attacks. You can block in real time. So it's a mixture of both, which is pretty interesting. And I think that's what everybody noticed. A, graphics-wise, it looked cool. B, a lot of people were saying it reminds me of Lost Odyssey because the presentation of the game had a very Lost Odyssey feel. And of course, C, it being a mixture of turn-based and action, which a lot of people call back to Lost Odyssey or Paper Mario or anything of that nature that has those in-game time elements mixture with turn-based. So that's why I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm.
Ben Starr narrating that, so that brings that game up.
Ben Starr's coming back. Let's freaking
Ben Starr's coming back.
Yeah,
go watch the trailer, my friend. Go watch the trailer.
Oh man, yeah.
I wish we could do a live reaction of you watching the trailer. That'd be some killer content,
bro. Yeah, man. If only I could stream that. I gotta mess with my MacBook here and see if I can get that going to do that. But yeah, I'm excited for Expedition 33. That's probably the highlight for the Xbox showcase for me. But they did show off a lot of other stuff. They show off from Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So if you're excited for Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 looks to be more of that. Return of round zombies, which is nice. So yeah. I always loved zombies. Zombies was always fun. It's nice to see they're going back to doing rounds. Because in my opinion, that's what made it fun. I don't like this whole open world and crazy stuff going on here. Gears of War E-Day, which is a prequel. I'm not the biggest Gears of War fan. I played Gears of War 4. I didn't even play 1, 2, or 3. I played 4, B4, and then played 5. And I did enjoy those two. I know some of the lore about who Marcus Phoenix is and the Locust and stuff like that. But this looks pretty cool. I've always liked prequels. We know, for example, Reach. I loved Halo Reach, to Halo. Gears of War E-Day is a prequel to that. So it's going to take place when, after they did their mission, they come back to, I guess, their home planet and the Locusts are invading. So it's kind of them going there, according to what the summary of the game is. So this looks pretty cool. I'm excited for that. A lot of people were excited to see a new Gears of War game.
So all you've played is just 4 and 5, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, because 5, I didn't care for 5. What'd you say, Ash? You only played 1?
Yeah, I only played 1 and stuff in that way. And I think Gears of War 1 was literally one of the launch games for 360. Correct me.
No, it came out later. It came out a year later.
Okay, that's what I thought. Well, yeah.
But I honestly think 5 is my least favorite out of all of them. I've played and beaten 1, 2, 3, 4 in Judgment, and 5 it's just, I don't know. I don't like the open world stuff. So I hope that E-Day kind of goes back to the more arcadey, just going through a level thing that 1, 2, 3, and I think 4 did as well, and Judgment. But I'm still excited about it. The only thing that's kind of crazy though is that it's they just did 5, and 5 had an ending to it that is okay, well, what happens next? And they're going back in time. You figured they'd finish that plot thread before they go back in time, but I guess they got a compelling story to tell.
Yeah, I know some people were mixed about 5, in terms of like the direction and everything it went, which was interesting because it started like 4. You're playing as Marcus Phoenix' son, James, right? And then 5, I believe that's his name, right? Is his name James?
I don't think so. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
Wait,
double check.
whose name?
Marcus Phoenix' son.
Oh, it is James. You're right.
Yeah, okay.
James
So I was like,
Dominic.
yeah. So
I can't believe I played through all of them and you played through like 2 and you knew his son. Maybe because you're like that's your only experience with it or something. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it is. That's the freshest. And you know, I
Yeah.
beat that maybe like 2 years ago. So right before, or I think Gears 5 was already out, and I beat it. But you start off as that, and then it switches. It like shifts, and then like while James is, you start off playing as James. You play as, I forget what the girl's name is.
Isn't Kate or something? Let me see.
Yeah, I think Kate. I think you're right. It's Kate. I believe so. But then you start playing as her, and then also the gameplay mechanics are different because you have melee attacks as well as the guns. And to me,
It's Kate.
is Kate? Yeah. To me, I didn't mind it, like, because there was a backstory that you were seeing already in 4, and then they just kind of dive really deep into that backstory in 5. But I didn't mind it. Gears 5 felt like if Sony made a Gears of War game, in my opinion. Like when playing it, it reminded me of like Uncharted 4 in terms of like the open, when you're like in Madagascar and you have that open area. That's what it reminded me of. And yeah, I didn't mind it. Like it was, it was good. I didn't finish it. I still got to finish it, but for the most part, I didn't mind it at all. But EA, I'm interested to see. I want to see what they're gonna make different, or if they're just gonna go back to the roots and just give you a, run and gun over the shoulder level base type game. And of course, that's day one Game Pass, so nobody has to pay for it. You can just sign up for Game Pass and play it that way. Um, Doom: The Dark Ages. So we did talk about that a couple podcasts back, that it was going to be a more medieval themed Doom game, and it wasn't really what I was expecting in my head because it was leaked. And in my head, when they said more medieval theme, I was like, oh, okay, swords, daggers, or shields and stuff like that. There is a sword, there is a shield, but there's also guns in it as well.
Skull gun. That was so metal.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that was
like
cool.
it chewed up the skull and then shot out its bits as bullets.
Yeah,
I wasn't really excited about it before. Like here, I'm like, okay, it's Doom. Like that's cool. But then that trailer, like that really hyped me up.
Dude,
That looks really cool.
The
Actually,
the chainsaw shield.
Yeah, the chainsaw shield was pretty interesting. You basically gonna play as Captain America, start throwing the shield at people and that stuff, which was pretty
because
cool.
Captain America has a gun that grinds skulls.
Yeah, I mean, okay, we can more Winter Soldiery, like.
Yeah, there you go.
But it looks cool. I mean, it's Doom. I still haven't played the newer Doom games, so I really gotta play those.
You haven't played either of them?
Mm-mm.
Oh, they're really good.
Yeah. I've always
they're
I look at them, I'm like, man, today's the day I'm gonna play it, and then I'm like, nah, let me play OG Doom instead. Like, I've literally played like in the
Just
past
play,
year.
Lost Odyssey again.
Yeah, or that too, exactly. But yeah, Doom Dark Ages was pretty cool. State of Decay 3, they showed a little bit more of that. State of Decay, and I haven't played 2, or I played the beginning of 2. I did play 1, and 1 was pretty decent. It would actually be a fun group stream game because it's really designed for multiplayer. It's very interesting in terms of the way it's made. So like State of Decay 3 looks pretty cool. Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I actually thought it was like a new Left 4 Dead when I saw
really
it playing. I'm like, is this Left 4 Dead? Like, what game is this? And then it was State of Decay. I'm like, oh,
I can see why.
okay, never mind.
Yep, just a zombie game. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. They showed more of that. Perfect Dark. I could have sworn they said that Perfect Dark was going to be a third-person game, and then they went back and put it first person. But maybe I made that narrative the whole time. But like, I thought that one of their like early things, they said that it was going to be a third-person game, and a lot of people were not liking that, so they went back to first person. But maybe I made that up. I don't know. But anyways, looks great. What do you guys think about that?
I was so impressed by Perfect Dark Zero, or it's not Perfect Dark Zero. I was not impressed by Perfect Dark Zero. I was very impressed by Perfect Dark 2027 or 6 or whatever it's coming out. I loved how it's rebooted. It's like a totally different thing. You don't have to play the original 2000 Perfect Dark. You don't have to play, or was it 99 or 2000 Perfect Dark. You don't have to play the 2006, or I think it was 2006 Perfect Dark Zero. I loved the scene, the setting of it. The aesthetic was great. Like all the neon and all like the screens on the screens and like in your like peripheral. The voice acting was top notch. The action, the fighting looked really cool. If you'd have told me like, oh yeah, they're gonna show Perfect Dark at this thing, I'm like, oh, whatever. But the trailer they showed of the gameplay, key gameplay, they showed gameplay. That really hit a good spot for me. It looked really good.
Yeah, I agree with you that gameplay looked fun. It reminded me of like it's weird, but it reminded me of Splinter Cell Blacklist. But I think maybe it's because of the way Blacklist starts. I'm not sure if anybody else has played Splinter Cell Blacklist, but the
I
way
played a
it
little bit of it.
starts, yeah, it just had like a feel to that, but of course different. But yeah, I'm actually excited for that. Like, you don't get too many first-person story-based shooting / stealth games because this is kind of what that is. So I'm excited to play that. Like, there used to be some good first-person story-based games, and now there's just like, if this first person is like Swords and Shields or like Skyrim, like or you have like an Avowed, like, right? Avowed, I guess, is like Skyrim. But to have something like this looks very, very interesting. I'm excited to see where this goes and if it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good, but of course, we'll have to wait and see. What was Ashton fan? What are your thoughts on this?
I thought it looked cool.
Yeah,
like
same here.
what they showed was very fun to see. I mean, it was definitely a surprise. I wasn't expecting that at the showcase.
Same here. Yeah. I was actually shocked. I just hope same thing for Expedition 33. I want them to follow through with it. Yeah. Right. I know they're coming out and saying, hey, we got all these new games coming out and stuff. We got gameplay guys, but I want them to actually seem to follow through, develop the game the right way and not crunching the crap out, and just release a good game. That's all I want. That's it. That's like literally the thing that's going to say Xbox right now is releasing new good games. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What more can I ask? Yeah. I'm not even an Xbox fanboy. I'm just wanting Xbox to get back in the playing field so that way we can have more competition. That's all I want. So
we need good games. We will do less complaining if there were better games out there.
Exactly.
But yeah, I agree with that. Hopefully it's good. Like, that's always my fear. Like, you see a trailer, it looks good, but then the final product comes out, you're like, this is not that great at all, right?
Yeah.
That's always
like what fear. They showed was what they promised.
Oh yeah, like Watch Dogs, right? They showed one thing, and then you get the game, like, which is funny. Like, Watch Dogs had a great, like, I liked the whole premise of Watch Dogs, and it just did not deliver. It was like GTA Lite or something like that. Like, it just wasn't that great.
GTA Lite.
Yeah.
2 and 3 were really good, or 2 for sure was really good. I never played 3, but I heard 2 was really good. Like, you could tell that 1 they were just kind of figuring stuff out, and then 2 it was like their best one.
2, I haven't finished 2. I got 2 through. I got it free with, like, I think my processor at the time, and of course it was Ubisoft launcher, and it just kept crashing. I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm not gonna play this game ever again. So I left it at that. I really gotta try 2. Yeah, they showed off South of Midnight, which is
looks awesome.
A game that it looks like it's set like in a like swampy area. I'm not sure if there's like a real setting for
like
it.
The bayou or something.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Fan?
It looks like what was that game? Something about spirits.
Kena,
Bridge of Spirits.
Yeah.
It looked just like Kena, Bridge of Spirits, except the art style was slightly different, and it was a different character. But the whole like creature with thorns and stuff, and her like using her staff to like zoom from one point to another point. You do that in Kena. It's like it's exactly just like Kena. And when I saw that, I'm like, is Ember Labs making another game? When I saw that, I'm like, is this an Ember Labs game? And then when I saw who it was, I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on? Like, this looks exactly like a reskinned Kena.
I feel like Kena was more like fantasy, and this looks more like fantasy world, like medieval kind of. Whereas I feel like this looks more like down by like the bayou, like kind of like almost like an Americanized like
New Orleans type deal.
New Orleans kind of thing, right? Like, because it just has that kind of like that flavor to it. Because I don't know, it's hard to describe. So
it's still fantasy. It's still supernatural. But Kena wasn't medieval. It was just like you were a girl who was like in a magical world out in the village. Like, you don't know exactly what time period. I mean, there's still people that dress like that nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like
I mean,
I'm
it looked
not
great. I'm not talking down on it, but when I
yeah,
saw it, I'm like it didn't seem like anything like new.
new. Yeah. And that's what I was saying. Like I wasn't me personally, I wasn't impressed by it. Like I was like it looked decent, but it doesn't look like anything new. Not only that, like the combat, when I was watching the combat, I wasn't impressed by that. I was like, like, hopefully there's better combat, but all we saw was like her fighting like one boss, and I think, or whatever that was.
One
Maybe it wasn't a
creature,
boss.
yeah.
Yeah, one creature, and that was it. I'm
I
like,
liked how the combat looked.
to me, it just seemed too slow. Like, I don't know. Like, like Kenna, for example, I thought was better for like, especially when you get to the like final boss. Like, amazing final boss. You know, if I die a million times, then it's a good final boss. And you know that's what Kenna had, like where you're just constantly like dodge, rolling, you're timing these things and stuff like that. Where this fight, it just felt like they were just like a sponge. Like you're just hitting, you dodge one attack and then hit. I'm like,
But
but
mash.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how the final product shows. But like aesthetically, it was nice. It has like the Into the Spider Verse type like aesthetics, which I do like. It has the how can I put it? Because Into the Spider Verse, the characters are rendered like at a lower frame rate.
Like frame rate, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's at like not it's at a they basically have the animations on different stopping points or
Yeah.
different points. So it seems weird, but
Yeah.
it works for them for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And
It's like
I think they
24
go
frames per second.
yeah,
or
and
something.
they go 24 frames, but then like how one character goes on beat 1, they'll make the other character move on beat 2
Yeah.
on certain things. So there's like an offset.
Yeah, and like to me, I always wonder, like in a game, you would think it would be harder to do, but it doesn't look bad. Like you know, the character is moving at a lower frame rate, but it looks great still. So that I give them props to, like, art, you know, for the aesthetics of it, and I really like how that's coming together. But you know, it's one of those things. It's gonna be on Game Pass, so I probably will still try it out to sit down and see how I like it. But it is nice to see that it's not just another shooter or anything like that, because Xbox is really just shooters, and now of course you know with Bethesda first person Western RPGs, this is something different. It's an action game, similar to another game that they had called Hi-Fi Rush that they shut down the studio. But you know, I guess they're gonna hopefully hope that this is better than Hi-Fi Rush, which I doubt it. But you know, we'll see how this goes, and yeah, I'll probably test it out. I will say this straight up: you cannot tell me that this is not inspired in the main bad guy dude. I don't think they showed him in this trailer, but in the other trailer, reminded me of the same bad guy from Princess and the Frog. Well, I don't know he's a bad guy. All I know he was talking to the girl. He could be a good guy, but that's the only thing
That voodoo doctor.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, because he started singing and all
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bayou reminds me of that.
Yeah, and it reminded me of Princess of the Frog. I remember when I first saw this, like, is this a Princess of the Frog game? Like, what? But no, totally not. Yeah, it reminds me of that dude. Oh man, but it looks, you know, we'll see how it turns out. Starfield announced a DLC, Shattered Space, which at first when I saw it, I was like, is this Starfield or is this some type of horror game? Because it had like more like
Yeah, it looked really different. It didn't look like it was Starfield at first. Like it looked like a band. I don't even know how you describe
Dead
it.
Space type deal, because it was like more horror based. I was thinking, what's that other Bethesda game that's like in space? I don't know why I can't think of it now.
Oh, Prey.
Yes, it reminded me of more like Prey. I thought it was like, oh, is this a new Prey maybe? But it announced that, and then there's a couple of other like free updates that it announced as well. There's I think a map maker or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's that. Let me see. It's probably further down on this list here.
There's something about like your
It's like
base
mod
or
support
something. You
or
can
something.
customize your base or something.
Yeah. Let me look it up here because I'm just reading. I was reading like let's see, State of Decay. What the heck, Starfield on this thing? I'm looking through my stuff and I can't find Starfield. It's Fallout 76, CFDs. Oh, there we go, Starfield. So new story edition for Starfield. Official mod support. Yep. With the launch of creations. That's what it is. Yeah. So it's to create mods. Yeah. New quest DLC, introduction of tracker alliance, new bounty honey features, improvements to melee weapons. I guess that's really it. So yeah, it was a minor update. That was a bigger update than that. Minor update there. But yeah,
because the
Starfield
DLC
update.
isn't coming out till like later this year, I think, or something.
I think so. Let me see. I just scrolled right past that. Let me look for it.
Isn't it called Shattered Space?
Yeah, Shattered Space.
Shattered Space.
July.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, that's Sea of Thieves. I lie. It just says later this year. Yeah, it doesn't say exactly what time. Yeah, Starfield update. World of Warcraft, if you're into that, a new update for that, or expansion rather.
It was so weird they put that on the Xbox show. Like,
yeah, I thought it was gonna be a console release. I was like, oh, they're bringing.
Yeah,
World
me
of
too.
Warcraft to
I'm like, is this coming to console?
Yeah, and nope, it was just that.
Next month till Blizzard, so
Yeah, that's true. But you would think they would put it like on console. I mean, Final Fantasy 14 is now available on every console except for Switch. And you got PC and Mac support, so it's like, why not? I'm pretty sure they'll bring Final Fantasy 14 to Switch too, because the only reason Yoshi P said it wasn't on the Switch 1 is that it just can't handle it. Not only that, the portable form factor, he thought that it's not a great fit because people are taking it with them. But who knows? Maybe the new Switch will have 5G support. Nah. There'll be a cellular version of the new Switch and a non-cellular version.
Honestly, I think that'd be a good idea.
Get that 5G gameplay.
So Sony tried to attempt that with the Vita. Of course, that didn't end so well.
3G AT&T.
Well, but I mean, that doesn't hurt for Nintendo to attempt it again. Since this is always gonna be portable, you want your players to keep playing. Just saying.
And mobile internet from 2011 2012 is vastly different than what it is now.
Yeah.
Exactly. The shot again.
Yeah, I mean, just the jump from 3G to 4G was pretty big.
Right.
It was a very nuts. But 4G to 5G is, depending on what you're doing, you won't notice a difference. Like if you're downloading a file, there's a big difference. If you're watching a video, you won't notice a difference. Yeah, as far as like some of the third-party stuff they showed, Assassin's Creed Shadows, right, which we talked about earlier. Dragon Age: The Veilguard, so they showed off a new trailer, fully announced that the new name for Dragon Age, the Dreadwolf, is now the Veilguard. Later on, the next day, I think it was, they showed off the Dragon Age gameplay trailer, and a lot of people weren't happy about it because now it looks like it's Final Fantasy 16 Lite, right, or Great Value Final Fantasy 16 in terms of combat. Very, very basic. And I could see that because, in my opinion, I thought Inquisition was probably the best hybrid combat you can get in a Dragon Age game. It didn't feel too action RPG or too action, and it felt very RPG. This doesn't look that way. This looks like it's straight up action where you probably just level up and stuff like that. So a lot of people are kind of upset at that. They were hoping it to be more like Inquisition and less of this. But I don't know. I might pick it up. What do you guys think about that? Because I enjoyed Inquisition, and I like BioWare stuff, even though this is technically a totally different BioWare. It's not the same BioWare from back then. What do you guys think about that? I might pick it up.
Out of all the showcase stuff, I mean, there's probably other games I would pick up day one versus this.
Yeah.
Eventually, I might pick it up if it goes on sale or something like that. But it's not like a must buy.
Yeah.
There's another game that I would rather play.
Metal Gear Solid Delta.
No.
No. Oh. What other game?
Fable.
Fable. I mean, Fable. They didn't really show much. Like they
I know
they put it in there just to put it in there. That's one of those things I felt like they put it there because they felt like they had to show it, but they didn't really show anything new. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, why put it in here at all? Like, I'd rather not show up and, put something else there, like some indie game or something like that in there versus that.
I'm more excited to play that game, Fable, to be honest, just because I enjoyed all the other Fable games.
I'll tell you this. When it comes to the whole showcase, I was very disappointed that there was no Japanese games. And it almost felt like a 180 from what they did last year. Last year, they showed us Persona 3 Reload. They showed us Persona 5 Q, or not Q, Persona 5
Tactica.
Tactica. Yeah, there we go. They showed Metaphor Represent whatever. Yeah, that thing. And then they showed us a lot of Japanese games. I think also like Octopath Traveler, maybe not. And that might have been earlier this year. But they showed us more Japanese games. Over here, it's like a complete 180. The only Japanese game was a remake, which is Metal Gear Solid Delta. I don't think Wu Chang is Japanese. I'm pretty sure it's not. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid Delta, which is a remake, is the only Japanese game that they showed off here. Mecha Break, I believe, is Chinese. I don't believe that's Japanese. So like that's really it. And I was kind of disappointed. I was really hoping for like a Lost Odyssey 2, which I guess we got close with Expedition 33.
James.
Hey,
you got Expedition 33, man. Come on.
It's not Lost Odyssey 2.
It's not, but it's not Japanese, but it looks really good.
It does, but it's not Lost Odyssey 2.
Okay.
It reminds me of, again, like Legend of Dragoon, like just the RPG with, reflex actions to make sure the things connect.
It's
I'm down
Lost
for
Odyssey 2 though.
It's
like saying, "Oh, you got Mighty
Get
Number 9.
off your Lost Odyssey.
You got Mighty Number 9,
Seriously.
so you don't need another Mega Man. Like you can take Mighty Number 9 here. Like no,
there's so much wrong in your argument. I don't even know what to say.
But
here's the thing: if they didn't show any RPGs at all, or like any like good RPGs, then I'd be there with you. Okay, Lost Odyssey 2, that'd been nice. But it's like they just showed you a game that like I am so incredibly excited to play that like I'd be like, you know what, it would have been cool to have that. And like I'm with you, like I'm more of a Japanese developer guy myself, but this Xbox showcase, like I'm a PlayStation gamer more so. Like if I had to get rid of if I had to have one of my systems, it would just be my PlayStation.
Yeah.
And Xbox killed this thing. Like there are so many games they showed me. We're going down the list right now that I'm absolutely going to play day one. Expedition 33 notwithstanding, and I just think that if we're just saying like it was a disappointment because straight up there's no Japanese stuff except for Metal Gear, like that's selling it short, because I feel like when we all watch State of Play, when we all watch the Summer Game Fest, like we would have killed to have as much quality oozing out of that. And I don't know, I think we should just take the W where we can.
I wouldn't say so. I'm saying I'm disappointed, but not it was a disappointment, if that makes sense, right? Like I was hoping for more, but it's still solid. Like I agree, 100% better than the State of Play. I said like for me, this is personally like I said, way better than Summer Game Fest.
Way better than the State of Play, mind you.
Yeah.
And which I'm not a big Microsoft fan like myself. Just like Brian. It's just objectively the Xbox Showcase shat on the State of Play and the Summer Games Fest.
Yep.
You can't deny that.
It's objectively true.
Yeah, like it's just that it is what it is. Yeah, and I could say the same thing if the Nintendo Direct doesn't do well. If it doesn't do well, then I'll give it to Xbox. Like straight up.
Yeah, I mean, they showed gameplay, right? They showed trailers and gameplay. Summer Game Fest was way more trailers and less gameplay.
And not interesting stuff either.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of it was kind of like, man, like, we've named a couple things that were interesting. Like Black Ops 6, I'm not the biggest Call of Duty fan, but I was still interested in that. Indiana Jones, they showed off more of that. Excited for that. Gears of War, E-Day. Doom.
Expedition,
right, which was the highlight. I thought Wu Chang looked pretty dope. I'm not sure if you guys
Fable,
remember that one. Fable to me, like I said, they shouldn't have showed that at all because they didn't show anything new. Metal Gear Solid Delta, of course. Perfect Dark. I thought I said Perfect Dark. But yeah, Perfect Dark. What else?
Flight Simulator, if you're into that. State of Decay.
Yeah.
Adamfall.
Elder Scrolls, updates to Fallout 76.
Life is Strange.
World of Warcraft.
I'm not a Life is Strange. I don't like the Walking Dead
story type. Narrative.
Okay, but you have to admit, like some people are stoked for that though. Like,
for sure.
Are stoked for that.
Yeah.
I mean, this showcase, no matter what type of gamer you are,
there's something for you.
tickled your fancy.
Yeah. If you're a digital gamer, it got you a white Xbox Series
single
X.
person. Like every style of game, first-person shooter, action, RPG, cozy.
Flight Simulator.
Freaking yeah. Like Flight Simulator is someone's cozy. Like they just like to sit there and just fly away.
Totally.
and narrative
Fallout,
games,
Fallout
like
76?
MMOs, like
Yep.
they did it all.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah. And like I said, it was a win. You know, Stalker 2, they showed that off too, which that was another one that I'm interested in. Again, another first person story based game that looks fun. Mecha Break, you know, looks fun. It's just
I know when they
Gundams.
first showed Mecha Break, I was like, "Is this Gundam?"
Yeah, same here. I thought it was Gundam.
I thought it was
too.
Macross. Or
It-
Macross.
Yeah,
Yeah. Frag Punk looked interesting.
Adam Fall.
Which one was Adam Fall?
Adam Fall kind of also
was-
reminds me of Atomic Heart.
Atomic Heart.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
Have you
Adam
guys
Fall.
played Atomic Heart? Was that game good or decent? By any
Not
means?
really.
No.
Man,
Yeah,
I'm
it was
like,
decent.
I'm so disappointed because like so many people were like trying to compare it to BioShock, and I was like, oh, BioShock, I love me some BioShock. And then when I actually found out what the game was, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, no, I think Xbox did a great job here. They showed up, and I think that's what counts. They showed better than what PlayStation did.
Yes.
And yeah, and they have it's a possibility they could be better than Nintendo. We'll see. Like for me,
Possible.
Yeah, for me, like a Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker thing not automatically wins, but that'll be a big plus, especially if you do that with Metroid Prime 2 and 3. Like, with the shadow drops, if they shadow drop like Metroid Prime 2 and 3 HD on there,
Look, I love Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime's like my favorite, like one of my favorite games of all time. Love Wind Waker, love Twilight Princess, but like those games are old, man. Like I'd be so super happy if those came out. Like I'd buy them day one, absolutely. But like to say that like that just immediately kills the Xbox conference with all this like new stuff coming out, like I don't know, man.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I don't know. I just like older games.
Yeah, releasing
I agree
Wind
with Brian
Waker
on
or
that one
Twilight
too.
Princess or Metroid Prime 2 and 3 is bare minimum.
Yeah,
at this point.
Those I would say those games were long overdue to come onto the Switch. Like
Xenoblade
way long overdue.
Mm-hmm.
We need new stuff. Like
Metroid
Dragon
Quest.
If they drop 4, if they shadow drop 4,
they won't drop
which is
4.
a new entry, then that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, they're not going to shadow drop, but if they actually showed trailer and gameplay,
I don't think they would show that too.
That's it'd be more of a Switch 2 type thing.
No, exactly. That's how they'll segue into the Switch 2. Be like, hey, guess what, guys? Look for the Switch 2 because that game is gonna play best on that. Like, perfect.
What about Zelda Oracle of Ages in the Link's Awakening engine?
Again, long overdue. Long overdue.
Or Oracle of Ages?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Or Seasons or both, I guess.
Both.
I mean, something like that. I would say
that
like,
stuff should have been on the Switch already, bro. Like, what's taking so long?
It is. OG is on there. OG. What about GameCube?
Where's Wind Waker?
That's Wind Waker. Yeah, Wind Waker.
They could have just ported that out to the Switch. For crying out loud, man.
It's coming. It's coming.
You know me. Nintendo will knock it out of the park if we get Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 HD 2D. Right?
That'd be dope. That'd be really good.
What else? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, Final Fantasy 9 remake, right? Like that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Final Fantasy Tactics remake would be nice.
Yeah.
They showed that. What else? Man, there was another game I was gonna mention. It just escaped me. Can't remember.
Glitter Metroid.
Glitter Metroid, you said?
Because I do like Paper Mario and they have like Yoshi's Woolly World. Let's do Glitter Metroid.
Yeah. Hey,
Metroid
Prime
Metroid Foil, which is a
no.
I stole that from
Federation Force. Federation Force. Let's bring that back.
Federation Force is not that bad. All right, it's not that bad. I played that with my kids, and it's actually fun for us.
It was
Monster Hunter. It's Monster Hunter, but Metroid Prime, and it was the biggest
mislead ever. It was the best mislead ever. That doesn't mean the game was bad. It's just
it came out at the wrong time. That's when everybody wanted a new Metroid game, and then they got that, and they were upset. Which that
you already have Metroid at home, kids.
Yes. Oh man, but no, Xbox Showcase was great. Like they did a good job. I went in not expecting much. And I think,
me too.
I was satisfied at the end.
Same.
Where Summer Game Fest, I actually came in expecting a little bit more. and I came back really dissatisfied. I mean, we streamed that together, and it was like, man, I took the day off for this. Like, really?
Oh yeah, that was the biggest waste of time.
Yeah. The state of play outside of like Astrobot was kind of like, which Astrobot is. I'm excited for Astrobot. Like, that's definitely out of all the games so far that we've seen from the state of play, from the Xbox Showcase, from PlayStation, I think Astrobot's the one I'm most excited for out of all of them. Like, what do you guys think? Like, what's your most?
Yeah. Astrobot's good.
Mm-hmm. Rest in peace, Sackboy.
It's the new Sackboy.
Yeah, I was gonna say rest in peace, Sackboy. Nobody wants to show love to my boy Sackboy.
I just hate the physics in Little Big Planet games, all the floatiness and going background.
Have you tried
foreground
Sackboy's
stuff.
Adventure?
I thought it was okay. It was good.
It was just Super Mario 3D.
Not Astrobot though, man.
Yeah, Astrobot is different. Astrobot brings you back to the PS1 era of like a PlayStation 1 style platformer. Yeah. And that's what I liked about Astrobot. It had a lot of nostalgia in it. Not including the nostalgia they actually had in the game, but it has that feel of it. And it's very hard to recreate that feel, especially in a newer game. Because you got indie games that come out, they try to recreate feels of older games, and they're like, eh. Like Sea of Stars was very rare. It recreated that feel. It felt like a Chrono Trigger like. And, you had some of that there. But there's other games that try to recreate that. You're like, no, you're not doing it. Like I Am Setsuna. I'm not sure if anybody else here has played that.
I remember that game.
I heard it's good.
It's all right. The soundtrack is just like, no. Like, it's cool because I love piano, but then all you hear is a piano. You're like, all right, man, like, I can't. Like, I get what you're trying to get at, but it's not, like, I wasn't feeling it, unfortunately. But yeah, like, you don't really get that feel. There's that other one, was it Lost Sphere, that tries to recreate that feeling of, like, Xenogears almost, because you got the mechs and everything like that. And the same thing, it just wasn't the same. But yeah, Astrobot does a great job of recreating PS1 era platformers, to a simpler time where games were just fun, where it was more about being fun. And yeah, you're breaking boundaries with 3D graphics and stuff like that, but the core aspect was fun, not how many polygons, how many triangles can I put in this game, or anything like that.
And it is very pretty still, even then,
Yeah, even then, yeah. The art style that's chosen is great. It's great. Also the DualSense features are always nice. Like, the playroom, Astro's playroom was like very, very good.
And they added new trophies to that too, to Astro's playroom.
They did? I didn't know that.
Yep.
That was actually one of the few games I almost platinum, because I was playing it quite a lot.
Oh, go platinum it. It's so worth it. It's not hard either. It's worth playing that game again.
My PS5 is already put away. It's done.
Damn.
Got it in its coffin. It's
oh man, Sony, that's a depressing podcast.
Yeah, Sony, you have failed. No, just kidding. Oh man. But yeah, I was also hoping for some, Kingdom Hearts 4. That honestly, I was very disappointed. I was hoping for something to be, and that's why I was hoping for Xbox to show. It's like, man, maybe they got this deal with Square Enix, and they're like, we're gonna show Kingdom Hearts 4 because it's multi-platform. That would have been amazing. But no KH4.
Well, the consolatory prize is you got 1 through 3 today, so there you go.
I did, yes. I gotta play this bad boy. I gotta play with him. You see him? Oh, so excited for that. Yeah, I gotta play 3. I'm gonna be playing 3. Well, I want to play 3, but I'm probably not gonna play 3. I'm gonna do that on stream. So now I gotta wait till next Friday. But I will play something Kingdom Hearts tonight for sure. But
start the download now, man. Get your Steam Deck out to start the download.
I should. I just don't want to mess with the bandwidth, because sometimes when I start
that's
the download,
true. Yeah, I don't want to mess with the bandwidth. Yeah, that's true. Never mind.
It does that. Like, I think the last time I tried to download something, I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was 7 Remake when that got announced. I downloaded it and it was killing my bandwidth. I'm like, yeah, never mind. Like,
okay, fair enough.
Don't do
I
that.
forgot about that.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything we've got to talk about today. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Bryant, what have you been playing?
I have 2 stars left in Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door to get. That's what I've been playing. I'm trying to think if I've been playing anything else. I tried playing some Destiny 2 today on PC. Because that new expansion just came out, and like the thing that's so frustrating to me about Destiny 2 is that I love the gunplay in Destiny 2, like the Bungie stuff. It just feels so punchy. I just really like it, and it's a really beautiful game too. But have any of you guys played Destiny 2?
I gave it a shot. I just couldn't get into it. So
okay, it's just for me. It's overwhelming the amount of like menu stuff there is, and like there's quests here and exotic this and mini quest this and this and this and this and this and this currency and this mission over here with this character and fulfilling this bounty and getting this thing over here. And it's like, I just like, I don't know if I just don't have like the intelligence to decipher it all, or if I just am lacking the understanding of how it works or whatever. But like I played it for like 20 minutes and just like shot some stuff, and then I quit because I was just like, this is just too much for me. Like maybe my buddy is like really 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 into Destiny 2, so maybe like I'll have him watch me sometime and he can tell me like what everything means on the screen, because if you jump in now, like it's just crap all over your screen of like all this different stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, so I'm just gonna click here because it makes a good noise, and just it's just yeah. Anything else we've been playing? I started playing Resident Evil 4 on PSVR. That was pretty freaking awesome. Playing that. Yeah, that's probably about it.
What about you, Ash?
Actually, Honkai Star Rail. I don't know if you guys noticed by the icon I have on my
we do notice about the
window.
icon.
I'm like grinding so much around right now to complete this event to get a icon for one of my characters named Robin and stuff. Who Robin is she's pretty much, if you guys ever played D&D, there's like these characters with classes called bards, and they sing to buff their party. Robin's pretty much like that, but she's an anime bard. She's an idol in this universe, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's all I've been doing. I'm trying to think of any other games I've been playing. I mean, yeah, Wuthering Waves, of course, but I've been like on and off with the game every so often. But I think once I'm done with some of the stuff in Star Rail, I'm gonna like shift gears and just go back to my Switch and just try to like play all the games that I haven't finished yet. So yeah. I think that'll be the plan.
I tried doing that. I failed.
With Unicorn Overlord.
Yeah. I'm at a point with Unicorn Overlord though that like I haven't played in, like I did one level this week, but it's like I've been so tired at night that like Unicorn Overlord, I have to be super focused because the game is not like Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is a little bit more slow paced. You can take your time, move your characters, kind of analyze. But since Unicorn Overlord is all in real time, you're like, oh man, I gotta move this character here. Wait a minute, this guy's gonna come after my base here, so I have to move this character here, and you're just going all over the place. And like when I'm tired, I don't have time to be thinking about that stuff. So I only did like one mission, and that mission took me like almost an hour to do, or map. It took me almost an hour to beat.
Really?
And I was like, yeah, no more. Yeah, because they get pretty complex. Because it feels like OG Fire Emblem where you're halfway through the map, and you're like, oh, reinforcements are coming here, and you're like, oh man, all my characters are on this side of the map. If they go to my base, then I lose automatically. So now you got to figure out how to get somebody back to the base. I'm in the desert, so like all your characters except for like flying characters are slowed by the desert sand. I'm like, oh my goodness. But I beat it. I beat that level. But good. Like to me, I was just like, man.
Oh, okay.
I gotta relax.
It's a time commitment.
Exactly. I have to be in the right mood for it because it's a lot of brain power you're using to come up with these strategies to figure out who's gonna do what. Because one wrong mistake and you could just like your whole team could die, and you don't want that to happen. So, but yeah, fam, what have you been playing?
Honestly, I haven't really been playing much.
You've been playing the waiting game as well.
Yeah, because I'm waiting for that Ambernick. once that comes in, I'm gonna start setting that thing up and like jumping into a retro hole and just going through my old library.
Yeah. I'm excited.
But I mean, I pulled out the 3DS and like loaded like Pokemon.
Oh my god!
Why? Just for the heck of it, and just just pick a starter Pokemon and just ran around for a little while. Just something that I can do just to kill time.
Fan, you just reminded me. As soon as you said 3DS, you just reminded me to go back on my 3DS and finish up from FF1 on there.
Oh yeah,
I forgot to finish that game.
You gotta finish that. That's the best way to play FF1.
Yeah, I agree. 1,000%.
Yeah, for me, I've also been playing the waiting game, waiting for the RG Cube. We'll have a review. Hopefully, it comes in earlier in the week. Like, it won't be this week. I'm hoping by the following week to have a review because I'm not gonna get it for one day, play it for one day, and then that's it. Like I have to go ahead and put like at least a week. Every time I do a review, I want at least a week of playing around with it to get a feel, to see if my mind changes. Because, you know, you get that honeymoon phase where you get a new toy, like, oh, wow, this is really awesome. But then over time, like, it kind of fades away. You're like, all right, let me see what this is really about. And that's where I try to not do. I don't want to be the type that, like, oh, yeah, this is the best thing ever. And then, like, 3 days later, I'm like, wow, this is actually not that great. I don't know why I made it the best thing ever. So I'm excited to get that. I want to have at least a week or more of playtime with it to see how I really feel about it. But I think I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know. I just want something smaller. Like, I've been playing on my Steam Deck. I was playing some older games. So I was playing Pokemon Coliseum. And for whatever reason on the Steam Deck in Dolphin, there's a weird glitch that if I go into certain rooms, it goes widescreen and it goes back to 4:3. And that's been annoying me. I've checked online, like on Reddit and stuff like that. They say, oh, you have widescreen hacks on. I don't have widescreen hacks on, so I don't know why it's doing that. But it's very annoying, and it kind of just like messes with my eyes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Shoot, what is it called? Yu-Gi-Oh!
Duelist of the Rose.
No, not that one. That one's a good game though. What is it called? Shoot, Forbidden Kingdom. There we go. You go Forbidden Kingdom. It's it's actually played like Unicorn Overlord. So it's a tactical RPG, but like you move your units, and then when the units meet the other enemy units, then it's a turn-based battle system. And that one has the same issue. And I was playing it. I was in the middle of a map, I was in the middle of a map finishing. I got halfway through, and then it kept doing the widescreen back to 4:3, and then the game crashed because they kept flickering back and forth. And I can't figure out why I'm having that issue. So I'm hoping with the RG Cube that I won't have that issue. It's just it's a 1:1 screen, but I can at least keep it in 4:3 aspect ratio and not have to worry about it constantly switching. But yeah, I've been playing that, or those two games. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Like slowly, I just jump in, play it for a little bit, and stop. What else? And honestly, like, really what took up most of my time this week was I was messing with Emulation Station on my Mac and setting up Emulation Station on my Mac and making sure everything was like spotless, because I mentioned this in the Discord that I'm thinking in the future I'll buy a Mac Mini for just an emulation box and just have it connected to my TV downstairs, and I can just emulate whatever from there, because Mac Minis are very strong, very powerful, and they're also very cheap. So it's like, I can do something like that, put that on there, and I can play basically every single system. Well, not every single system, but, most of the retro systems, including Wii U, on there. And yeah, I got Emulation Station working pretty good. It took me a while because certain file paths weren't lining up. And then, I spoke with the Emulation Station devs, and they're like, yeah, this is a known issue, and there's a fix coming in the next update. But I was trying to figure out, like, I don't want to wait for the next update. I want to get this done now. And I figured out what was wrong with it. And then, of course, like the next day, the update came in that fixed it. I was like, oh, great, I could have just done that. But that's really what all I've been messing around with. I'm trying to think, was there anything else? I was playing something on the PS2. Oh, Dragon Quest V. I was playing the PS2 remake of Dragon Quest V as well. Such a good game. Like the music in that, oh, so good. I highly recommend Dragon Quest V. I've already said it plenty of times. It's probably my favorite RPG, and if not one of my favorite games ever made. It's really, really good, really, really good, and the music in there, especially the PS2 version, because all orchestral tracks. Oh man, like just that first dungeon you do, the music's just so great. Like, oh man, everything about it's so good. But yeah, I was playing that as well, so highly recommend playing Dragon Quest V. The only thing about the PS2 version, it's just weird. They're all like chibi graphics. So it almost looks like a DS. Like, how Final Fantasy 3 on DS looks? Like they're all like chibi size. It kind of looks like that, but with PS2. Like a PS2 flavor to it. But I don't know, this is still really good. Yeah, that's all I've been playing this week. Any other thoughts before we end the podcast?
I hope the Nintendo Direct's on Thursday.
I hope so too.
Same here.
If it's on Tuesday, I'll be very sad.
Yeah,
Same here.
me too. Because I want to have a live reaction to that Nintendo Direct when they announce Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3.
Do you guys have like a day off next Wednesday? Because that's Juneteenth.
I do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like if the Direct's on that day, then that'll be nice.
That'd be nice too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday. Typically, Nintendo Directs are on Wednesday or Thursday. Usually, when it comes to the E3 time of year, it's been historically on Thursday. They've always done it on Thursday, which would be the last day of E3.
I'd like it to be on a Thursday because I work from home on Thursday, so I can just
It would work for
have it.
everybody.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
Nintendo, help us
It's gotta
out.
be Thursday, but like there was a leak. So I'm not sure if you guys saw that on Twitter. There was a leak of an Among Us trailer of
Yep.
a new like DLC, and it was supposed to. I guess in the trailer it said available now, and people were speculating. I don't know if it had anything to do with Nintendo. If it was like a Nintendo Switch trailer, but people were speculating because it says it was scheduled for the 18th that it's going to be on Tuesday. So I hope that's not the case. I hope it's just, a mistake. Or if it was just a trailer that was just supposed to be shown. That's it.
It feels weird not wanting a Nintendo Direct to happen.
Yeah, exactly, right?
You know, like I want it to be right now, and it's like, no, not Tuesday. I want it to be Thursday. It's like they're who knows.
Yeah, I hope it's Wednesday or Thursday. Like Wednesday or Thursday would be the perfect time. Not only that, like they announced it on Monday. Like it's a few days out too as well to get people ready. But Nintendo usually doesn't do that. They announce it and it's usually Nintendo Direct tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like a day.
Sometimes they'll do it a couple of days, but usually it's like the next day. And that's the one thing I hate. But I guess they don't want leaks because leaks happen a lot with Nintendo stuff. And we've all find out that it's all their Google employees leaking all the information about Nintendo stuff because they get uploaded. And that kind of makes you wonder if Nintendo's going to look at doing something else in the future. If they're not going to do YouTube no more, maybe, I don't know, host their own videos or something like that. Maybe not. That'll be too much work.
The tricky part about that is that when you generate a lot of traffic and stuff, they tend to have to pay more money due to the bandwidth and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could cost them more money than they realize, because what they have to do is that if they want to start streaming their stuff on their own websites, they'll probably need to prepare prepare a lot of on-premises servers or on the cloud servers and stuff, so that way they can offload all the traffic off of each other. And the thing is, I don't know if they realize how much traffic they're going to generate.
Yeah.
So if this does happen, I would not be surprised if the whole website gets shut down. Right? YouTube already well established to handle that much traffic. If Nintendo try to do that themselves, the outage could cost them a lot more money than actually just putting it on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So it will be a really bad business move, in short, if anything.
So there is one last thing I forgot to write in the notes, and I just remembered it. There was another leak that happened. Does anybody know what leak I'm gonna be talking about?
No.
What does that have to do with? Give me a hint.
I think that the only hint I can think of will kind of just give it away altogether.
Okay.
Is this something that one of us will like?
Oh yeah, we definitely would like.
So is this something that all of us will like?
Definitely something all of us would like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Honestly,
so-
yeah, I wouldn't know.
So the leak, and there were games that I mentioned earlier. Actually, that would be the hint I mentioned earlier.
Oh, is this the Tactics 9 thing? The Jason Schreier thing, I think.
Yep. So there was an Epic Game Store leak, and in there.
Oh yeah, yep.
Because there's now a Epic like DB website. You know how there's like a Steam DB and people found like a bunch of games that
on the
way
back
are coming out. Yeah. So there's an Epic version of that now, and they found a bunch of games in the back end. Final Fantasy 16 for PC was on there.
Oh yeah,
which that's not a surprise.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that one.
Final Fantasy 9 remake.
Oh,
Final Fantasy Tactics remake. There was another game. What was it? Oh man, let me bring up that Epic Games leak, because there was another game that I was like, oh man, I was not expecting that.
I mean, listen, if it's a 16 PC, I mean that's already been confirmed, obviously. But
yeah, they already announced they're doing it.
Yeah, the remake though, if they already got that stuff in the database, I'm wondering how soon that will come out.
Yeah.
Right. So
let me see. Oh man.
They have like weird code names.
Turok, like a Turok remake was on.
Oh,
there.
Turok, I know Turok.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. That's freaking good. Hey, listen, if Square Enix comes out and be like, hey guys, we got Tactics remake and the FF9 remake, and it's gonna be done by the end of this. Ooh, that would be nice. That would be perfect, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that'd be like, oh hell, Square. So,
Last of Us Part 2.
Mm,
It's another one,
okay.
and BioShock 4.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Wait, how did I miss that one? BioShock 4?
Yep. So
So they're actually still developing the game, because I know years ago they announced that they were making a BioShock 4, but like they didn't really talk too much about it and stuff.
yeah.
So I'm okay, nice.
Yeah, and then what makes it more real, like it seems like these are all legit stuff, is that Epic did an update, so then nothing can access the back end of
oh
store.
boy, God,
Yeah.
like they need to secure the stuff more properly, man, especially their own freaking database.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about that, man. Like, it's just companies just don't give a crap about security anymore, man. Like, geez.
But like Final Fantasy 9 Remake was made, well, I was leaked a while back. I don't remember. Was it the Nvidia leak that leaked the Final Fantasy 9 Remake?
Could be,
Yeah.
Yeah, so then in Final Fantasy Tactics Remake, I know for sure was an Nvidia leak. And again, the Nvidia leak has been has been 100%.
Yeah,
Like,
because
every game that's been on there.
Shin Megami Tensei Vengeance just came out yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, so on
Kingdom
PC.
Hearts 4 was on there, and then Kingdom Hearts 4 got announced like a few months later. And yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff that was on there that nobody believed was ever gonna come, and it came. They came. But that's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Like, is maybe Nintendo gonna show off all the Square Enix stuff? Is Nintendo gonna show off Final Fantasy 9 Remake? Are they gonna show off Final Fantasy Tactics Remake?
That'd be great.
Yeah. Like, and again, they can bring up stuff like that, like, and that can make the direct great. Having 9 Remake, Tactics Remake, Dragon Quest. They're just gonna be remakes. They'll all be remakes, but hey.
But like, I don't know if they're gonna want to, like, if these are like big budget remakes, like I don't think Square Enix is gonna choose like the Switch to be the place that they show these off. At least that's what you would think anyway. Maybe the Dragon Quest one I could see, but I don't know about 9 and Tactics, unless they're just like, I mean, if they're doing 9 remake, I mean, I think they definitely are. Like Jason Schreier's already confirmed it. Yeah. I bet that's going to be like a 7 level. Like, it's not going to be just a little graphical cleanup. Like, it's going to be a full on up and down, really solid looking current gen thing. I think Tactics, you could get away with something that's a little, just a nice little coat of paint. But 9, yeah.
They somebody mentioned, I don't remember who it was, but they mentioned that the Final Fantasy 9 remake was going to be less like Final Fantasy 7 remake and more like, there's another game that's a 1-to-1 remake.
Like Star Ocean?
Like Prime?
No, yeah, more like Prime, where it's like it's a fully 1-to-1 remake. The whole game would be the same, or like Metal Gear Solid Delta. It's just updated like graphics and textures. So it's gonna be less like redone like open world or anything like that. It's still gonna be turn based. Still everything is gonna be the same. It's just it's gonna look a lot better. So in that sense, it could be shown off on the Switch if it's Switch compatible. Like, I feel like it would be hard for them to not put the game on the Switch, depending on how it is graphically, right? If it's more like remake or rebirth graphics, then I understand. Like, you don't want to show that off on the Switch. I mean, that wouldn't run on the Switch at all. So it's, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm excited for this because 9 I do like. 9 is another Final Fantasy game that I played quite a lot. I've beaten the game at least twice, so I love 9. 9 was very unique.
I think 9 was the first one I ever beat, actually.
Was it? 7 was the first one I beat. So now I went from 7, then I bought 8, and I did not like 8 at the time. I was like, oh, this game is whack. And I went to 9 and loved 9, and then I went back to 8, and I was like, okay, 8's more enjoyable. Still haven't beaten 8, but I think I mentioned plenty of times why.
Never beaten 8.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting game in and of itself. For one of the reasons, I think the story itself tries to be overcomplicated for no reason. So there's that I have complaints about. Now I think that's the only thing I complained about. I think what I like about 8 is that the developers like to punish players based on what they do for a turn-based game. So for example, if you keep using summons over and over again, that actually over time will actually hurt you and stuff, because since you're not using the actual characters to fight, you kept spamming Ifrit, Shiva, et cetera, and it actually hurts you overall and stuff, which I like. I like that because it gives the players to be smart on how they be tactical when you're playing the game and stuff. So that's something I do like, if anything. But yeah, I think the only thing I don't like about 8 is that is the fact that it likes to be overcomplicated. And then like whenever you take a break from it and then come back to it, you just forgot what the hell you were at, what the hell you were doing. And I'm just like, ugh, Jesus Christ, scam.
I guess, Brian, you haven't heard the story of why I haven't been 8. So
I don't think so.
So both times that I've gone to this 4, something happened. And it's usually that my save data got erased. And they were by my brother. My brother had so one time we were playing 8, and then we had made this thing like, all right, we keep my memory card in memory card slot 1, and his stays in memory card slot 2. Well, he forgot that, and when he went to save his file, he wrote over my file.
Oh no!
Then I had to start all the way from the beginning. Yeah, he did that with that game and Chrono Cross. No, I was upset at that. But then we shared a PSP, and my dad had the PSP, and I had hacked it at the time, and I downloaded Final Fantasy 8 to it, and I was like, all right, this time I'm gonna beat it. Got to a similar spot, and of course, since we shared it, I passed it to him, and he had his own save slot. Well, he forgot, and he wrote over my file there. So I was like, yeah, never again. I own it on Switch. It's just like me being like, man, how many times have I gone through this already? Like, I don't want to continue doing this. But that's not the only game. He did it with Chrono Cross. He did it with Final Fantasy Tactics A2, which that one hurt me the most because I was at the final boss. I was at the final boss. And he did that. I would have been sad. Oh man, my character was so beefed up. I had a Paravar, which is basically a samurai, but has elemental abilities. So it was just OP. Like I could throw my character anywhere, and he would just dominate everybody. It was so great. He had counter also, so it's like you're dying regardless. And yeah, and then he wrote over it. I was like, no, I'm never gonna be able to do this again. But yeah, lots of files like that.
shout out to Shu.
No, it wasn't Shu. It was
it wasn't Shu.
Yeah,
okay,
it wasn't Shu. It was my other brother.
Oh dang.
Yeah, no, Shu was still a baby when that, so he wasn't old enough to play games.
Or so he wanted you to think.
Yeah. But that is everything that we have for today's podcast. Appreciate everybody for joining us today. Once again, thank you, Fan, Bryant, and Ash for the birthday gift. Means a lot. My face is like, it's normal, but I'm super excited on the inside, like being able to play Kingdom Hearts. I really appreciate that. Like I was gonna get it, this upcoming week, but hey, now I got that birthday gift, which is awesome.
I was so scared you're gonna okay, I can't take it anymore. I have to buy this, and then you're gonna buy it, and then I had
my wife surprised me and bought me Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I was really paranoid. That's why I asked you yesterday. Oh, did you get anything?
Yeah,
and you didn't. So I was very happy about that.
I mean, I told you I got that Wawa free coffee. I mean,
Yeah,
it could have been the wife that beat us to the punch, man. It would have been crazy.
I'd have been so.
That would have been crazy. I'm like, oh man, like after this, I walk into the room and be like, oh, surprise. Like, oh, 2 Kingdom Hearts, like,
never have too many.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I really appreciate that. We will be back on Thursday with the group stream, and of course Friday I'll do my Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough from the beginning. I gotta really look into it and figure out how I'm gonna do that because I know there's the Let It Go section in like Frozen. I know I can't stream that whole thing. I'll have to skip it. Probably gonna have to have like a hotkey to mute the desktop audio so that certain things are muted because some of the music in the background. Like that's the thing with Kingdom Hearts. When I streamed Chain of Memories, I got so many copyright strikes with that because like Little Mermaid pops up. I'm getting copyright strike for Under the Sea there. Like it's just it was so annoying. I mean Rebirth was just as bad, but the thing is with Rebirth there were a bunch of copyright trolls. They were doing this, so I fought every one of them and they released a copyright claim. But Kingdom Hearts is a little bit harder, I would say, because the minute it says Disney, it's like, well, I can't do anything about it because it's Disney.
Yeah, so, of course.
I know. I've been wanting to stream like Kingdom Hearts 3, but I'm like, I might just play it on my own. Yeah. So I don't have to worry about these copyrights.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I've seen like HMK, he streamed Kingdom Hearts 3, so it's like, what is happening? Like how is he getting by with it? I mean, I guess he does it only on Twitch, so you have an easier way. But for me, since I do both Twitch and YouTube, then it's like it stays in YouTube on demand, and that's where it gets you. Like doing the live stream doesn't hurt you; it's the on demand part that gets you.
I got hit with an alert on one of my stream decks with the copyright strike. Yeah.
On what?
With just an alert, like I had an alert that I did, and it played a song. Like it just did like a snippet, and I got a copyright strike for that. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! Look, that thing was like 2 seconds long, and you freaking hit me on that.
Yeah. Hilarious. Yeah, man, it's that's why I'm careful. I remember with the starting student screen, if you know, like I play a lot of like music. I used to pull like playlists that people had made, and I always got a copyright claim for what is it? The water level from Mario 64. I forgot what the name of the song is. Like
Dire Docks.
Yeah, and it always there. But then I started realize the more I looked into it, I realized that these are copyright trolls, and they were saying like if it doesn't say Nintendo themselves, then don't look at it. And Harada, from Tekken, the creator of Tekken, he actually confirmed that because people were getting copyright claims for certain things in Tekken. What's the latest one out? Tekken 8, right?
Yeah.
Tekken 8.
Yeah, so people were doing that, and then he said that he realized that it's all AI based now for a lot of stuff. So like they were getting copyright claims for certain things, and then he's talking with Bandai Namco about that because there's a lot of trolls and there's a lot of AI based things that are just claiming anything. So basically, if it doesn't say the official company, you can go ahead and fight against it, and if you lose, nothing against you. Like they won't pull you down as long as you're not lying or anything. If you're saying, "Hey, this is fair use. This is what I'm using it for," they won't respond back. All the Square Enix stuff, they weren't even from Square Enix. All the stuff that I got for Rebirth, I fought against that, and they never replied back. They never reviewed it, so right away the claim was removed, which is nice. The only one that I couldn't remove because it's directly from Square Enix was my Final Fantasy 7. Or my Final Fantasy Versus 13 video. That is directly from Square Enix. I don't know why. They just don't want. They want 13 to die. I think that's what it is, and I'm gonna keep that up. I don't care if I'm making zero money on that, anyways. So, but like whatever. I like that video, and I think people should watch it, even though it makes zero money. So, but yeah. Thank you for joining us once again. Thank you for everything. Ash, where can they catch you at?
Yeah, they can just catch me at the random encounter. But yeah, these days, so might as well go there.
What about you, Fan?
You guys can catch me with the random encounter on Saturdays and Thursdays, but every once in a while you'll catch me on YouTube and Twitch on my own channel at Phaneckswhy.
What about you, Bryant?
I'm on Twitter at red_so_deep.
And as always, you can catch me right here. I will have a video up this week. If you haven't already, watch my Super Smash Brothers video where I go over things I would like to see come back in a newer Smash. Don't argue in the comments because there's already people arguing in the comments. It's all fun and games, right? We all have our own different opinions. It's okay. It's okay. You can have a different opinion.
Wait, fine. What happened? What happened this time?
Somebody commented like, there shouldn't be a new Super Smash Brothers game, and then somebody else came to be like, "Oh, you're dumb." Like that's like saying there shouldn't be a new Mario game, because there's a Mario game already exists. So like, they were going like my phone while at work, YouTube Studio kept blowing up, and I kept looking at my phone, and I was like, "Oh man, they keep going back and forth with each other." So
don't make me separate.
So it's commenters arguing against themselves.
Yeah, they're going against themselves.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Not against me.
That's actually funny.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some people attack me in some of my videos. I'm like, I'm cool with it. Like, whatever. You don't have to like what I've put. The whole point I put out the video, and I say it in all my videos, is these are my thoughts. My thoughts. You don't like it?
Then make your own video.
Yeah. Yeah, make your own video. That's fine. You don't have to agree with me. That's cool. I'm just giving you my thoughts on what I feel about it, and that's it.
Sucks.
The Nitro Deck one was one recent. Like, I had 2 people comment on it. Like, oh, you just got baby hands, and you don't know how to hold things. That's why you need to have manly hands for it to feel good. I'm like, all right, that's fine, man. Like, if you enjoyed the Nitro Deck, that's on you, man. That's cool. I'm happy for you. Yeah. As for me, nah. As my boy Shulk says, oh, hold on. No, where's my soundboard?
I'm just not feeling it.
I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah. There we go. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, sitting at 949. So close. 51 more subscribers to go. And then we're at that goal. Fortunately, we didn't hit our goal. I hit it by my birthday. But hey, as long as we get there, that's what matters in the end. Follow on Twitch as well. We do simultaneously stream on both YouTube and Twitch. And we will catch you on Thursday.